to the YouTube. Let's see if it pops up. I think we're live now. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Exodus show. It's the 5th episode.
Welcome.
Here we're gonna be talking about, how the year's been going, how the stock market's been going, how the year's probably gonna go. New geopolitical issues have arisen, and inflation worries, interest rate cut worries.
Federal Reserve.
Yep, that kind of stuff. So Iran a little bit, bring that up. So we're gonna talk about a lot of things, but we did explain a little bit about investing and how investing is important and how it builds up your future. But a lot of people don't just listen; they want a visual, and I think that's very important to look at. So I think for each and every one of us, at the very least, we should we're gonna show you guys a visual, right? And with that, we're gonna open up a spreadsheet. Alex, can you show it? There we go.
All right. What do we have here?
Okay, Jordan, this is yours.
Okay, hello everybody. So first things first, we're talking about 2026 playbook. Some of you guys might be more advanced investors. Maybe you've invested for a while. Regardless, this is for beginners and people who are more advanced. I think, which I said briefly in the last podcast, that QQQ and VOO is a winning strategy, and it's the simplest strategy that there is out there. I mean, I currently invest just between these two ETFs alone, $50 a day in each one. So $100 daily, 21 trading days a month. So it's $2,100 per month that I invest in just these two ETFs alone, not including crypto and other investments that I have. This is the bread and butter, and I want you guys to take a look on this spreadsheet. If you look where it says 10-year average return. Oh, what happened?
Remote, dude.
That was my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, we're experiencing technical difficulties.
That was my bad. That was the worst timing ever. Okay, I'll put that right here.
Yeah, let's put that in a place.
All right,
Okay,
good, you're good.
we're back. Sorry about that. We accidentally dropped the remote and switched the channel. Okay, back to what I was saying. If you take a look at the 10-year average return, that is the annual return over the last 10 years for these three ETFs. I'm not really going to go too much into detail about SCHD. That is the Schwab US High Dividend stock.
It's also weighted for the S&P 500. It
Yeah.
just pays you more in dividends. So it has a lower growth rate, but it takes into account it pays you also dividends.
I think the regular growth rate is like 7. Don't quote me on this. Like 6-7% a year, maybe 8, and the rest is pretty much dividends. So this annual return includes dividends, a dividend return, which I think currently is like 3.5% or something like that. But that's just high dividend paying companies, Coca-Cola, Walmart, stuff like that. If you're into that type of stuff, that's another option that you can invest in. But right now, I'm just going to take a look at QQQ and VOO. And for those who don't know, QQQ is the Invesco NASDAQ ETF. I think it's the top 50 or top 100. It's a NASDAQ composite. So all these tech and growth stocks, which have been dominating the market, which is, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon,
Google,
Apple,
NVIDIA.
That's all QQQ NASDAQ style stocks. VOO is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and I'm sure you guys know, but in case you don't, the S&P 500 is the top 500 companies in the United States, and companies get added and dropped from that list all the time. So, but anyways, VOO is a Vanguard run portfolio, passively managed, of the top companies within the S&P 500, and 50% of their holdings is pretty much most of what you see in QQQ. But I like VOO just as a overall broad-based U.S. economy investment. Like if the economy is doing well, VOO will rise. QQQ is more speculative. I invest equally between the both. So in this spreadsheet I made, actually will kind of explain what your money will do if you invest in just QQQ and VOO alone.
I want to interject real quick.
Yeah.
So one thing I do recommend for this, actually, not for the spreadsheet, for people, and why this is actually for the long run safer than what I do is because this adjusts to the market, right? So you have had great companies like I don't know who made BlackBerry, right, or Nokia, but guess what happens? They stop innovating, and then
Right.
they don't do well,
Right. Right.
right? So unless if you keep investing in particular companies, sometimes you have a company that does really good for like a couple of years or maybe a decade. All it takes them to stop innovating, and then you lose out. And what this does, it protects you from that. Because
It
yep.
diversifies passively.
So what I do, I look at finances and stuff like that, but that's more risk to it because I have to look at more stuff. I try to limit it. This has a good growth rate. I'm gonna be honest, right? So you're not managing it yourself. You're getting a good 16%, right? You're beating what the bank that may offer you 1-2%. Congratulations, you may be getting the inflation level, and that's it. So you're breaking even. This, you're making money.
Yep.
You're making a lot of money. I mean, if we scroll down, I mean, if you want to scroll down, you can show
Yeah.
people.
Well, I'll get there. Let me just
Yeah.
explain it to them so they understand what's going on. So, if you look on the chart on the left side underneath the 10-year average return, underneath the total where you see QQQ and VOO, that is a 16.97% rate of return. You know, if you would invest equally amount of money between VOO and QQQ, you should get around a 16.97% rate of return. So if we go a little bit to the
A
right,
year, by the way, that's what it means.
yeah, annually. So if you go a little bit to the right where it says 100K investment on that first chart starting from year 0 going on and on, that's the rate of return you will get off of just a $100,000 investment, you know, like, and of course there's market dynamics at play. This is just an average. I mean, you can buy at the top of market and then the next year is a bear market, whatever. But over the long 10 years, this is the rate of return that you should get. So starting from $100,000, you see at the end of the first year you'll be at 116.9, and then that compounds over time. So, Alex, actually, can I see the mouse and the keyboard actually, so I can? Yeah, I'll do that. So if we start at $100,000, right up here, 100,000, and you look at the formula, which I'll click, you can see. So that's $100,000 times 1 plus the rate of return, and that's what you get for the next year, so on and so forth, and you'll see.
So you're not. So this is assuming you don't even invest a single dollar more extra.
Yes, this is just $100,000 investment based off of that 16.97 percent rate of return. So after 10 years, you'll
More than quadruple
yeah, almost 5x your money,
it.
right? And then look, after 20 years,
You're a multimillionaire.
exactly, you're a multimillionaire. So if you win a lawsuit, you get 100,000. Hey, I'm not telling you to do it, but if you have cash sitting around, you don't know what to do with it.
All we're gonna say
could
is
be
this is
an
what we
option.
would do.
This is what we would do, right? And so that's pretty much self-explanatory. That 100,000 after 10 years will be $479,000 after 20 years, and it just gets exponentially more and more and more. After 40 years,
52
you're
million.
52 million. Now,
So you start at 20, and by the time you're 60, you have $52 million. That'd be pretty good.
exactly. So this could be a retirement thing for you.
But we also know not everyone has 100K to just throw in the stock market. So the one on the right is a little bit more realistic, right,
Yes.
for more people.
So let's just say you're able to commit $1,000 per month, and which might be a lot for some people, but after a while you get a stable career, like $1,000 per month is doable. So we'll start off, and we put 12,000 because it's easier for calculation value. 1,000 per month, 12K per year. So your first 12K, again, and then we look at the formula. Every year you're gonna add additional 12K because you're investing $1,000 per month. So starting from your first year, you invest $12,000 that year, and then look, and after 10 years, you're at 325,000.
I wish we had a line graph. It'd be better
Yeah.
visually because people don't understand. They look at the first couple of years and they realize they think it's so slow. Think about it like a snowball, right? It starts off slow, like it's small, but then after a while it keeps rolling, it gets like a freaking huge.
Exactly, and that's what
Right.
we're going to look at right here. So look, after 10 years, you're at $325,000 if you just invest $1,000 per month.
That's pretty close to the $100,000
Yep.
initial investment. Like
Now
mark.
let's look after 20 years. So after 20 years from $1,000 per month, you're at almost $2 million. So, and let's just say you work for 30 years and you plan to retire, you're at 9 million. And then look, after 40 years, 43,000. And that's just off
43
of
million.
43 million. I'm sorry, guys. That's just $1,000 per month, right?
Yeah.
And if we want to play around with values a little bit, let's just say you can commit 20. What the strategy that I can do is usually I can invest about 24,000 per year.
So
So
2,000 a month.
yeah,
And
2,000
you have to
per
change
month.
it in the calculations.
Yep,
Yep.
I will. So let's just say you can invest
Literally double.
double, so 2,000 per month, right? I'm gonna have to click and drag.
Oh, you did 2,400.
Did I do 2,400?
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
it.
you did.
Oh, my bad. Let me just back that up real quick. All right. Here we go. So let me just click and drag this down. Boom. So if you can invest 2,000 per month, look at the difference now.
Now you surpassed the $100,000 initial investment.
Yep.
Wow.
And you surpassed it.
That's crazy. Yeah.
See
And
where you
then-
were at in 40
And look at
years.
20, look at 30 years, 18 million. So you can retire.
At 40 years, you'll be almost worth $100 million.
Exactly.
That's generational wealth, dude. That sets you up so far. And that's just in the stock market, right?
That's just the 2 ETFs.
Yeah, that's not including your home. That's not
Right.
including anything else.
Exactly.
Right.
And you might have other assets.
You may have a
too.
401k as well. That's
Yeah.
separate.
But look, and that is just the easiest strategy, and this is why I'm big on it. QQQ and VOO. For those, who are new to investing, make that your bread and butter. That's what I would do. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to make that clear. Disclaimer, this is not financial advice. This is merely opinion from people who have experience in the market.
And something real quick. Let's just assume once you decide you want to retire or whatever, after taxes, because it's capital gains, right? You have 10 million, which is obviously you're gonna have a lot more.
Yeah.
But like, let's
Oh.
assume just 10 million, right?
Right. So at the end of this, when you want to take the money out, you have to pay.
It's like
what-
at most 15.
capital gains, right? It's 15%.
I think maybe 15 or 20, but like I think it's 15. But it's after like a certain amount.
Hmm.
But let's just assume
Just
you
put
get to
that
only 10
there.
million after capital gains, right? At 7%, which is qualified dividends, you can get 7% with qualified. There's unqualified, which means you pay income tax. But with qualified, you pay capital gains. 10 million and 7%, that's $700,000 a year without touching the principal.
Well,
Not touching that 10
well,
million.
that's if you're talking about individual stocks, right? I mean,
Yeah, but that's like
yeah.
safe stocks, like tobacco. They're not going anywhere. Let's be honest. They pay like 7%,
Well,
and that's qualified too, dividends.
and for what Harley is talking about, as far if you want to be a dividend investor, this ticker symbol right here is a good place to go if you want to passively invest in dividend stocks. This right here, Schwab High Dividend.
And by the way, real quick, I'll make something very clear as well. Like, you probably would never have to pull these out, because each one of those pays at least like 1%. So let's say assume the average, right? If you invest in all three, or even QQQ and VOO, the average dividend maybe like 1.5 maybe between the two.
For QQQ and VOO, it's like 1% or something like that.
Okay, let's
I mean,
assume 1%.
it's not
You know,
very
you know what
much.
1% of 84 million is? 840,000. I mean, it's not much. You're getting 1%, but you're not touching your initial investment, and you're just $70,000 a month.
Yeah, if you leave that in there until you retire, then you just live off.
And
the
you just
dividends.
you can use the
Wow.
84 million
Yeah,
as leverage for anything you want.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you make that much money as well, there's
Exactly.
there's another YouTuber, Ben Mala, who we used to watch, the
Oh, yeah,
real
he's
estate
funny.
guy, great guy. He's selling. He's older now, and he makes great videos. I recommend watching him. Shout out to him if you're want to figure out how to build wealth through real estate. But he's selling off his portfolio, and he's like, I don't know if he's close to a billionaire now, but he's selling off most of his portfolio. And he probably already did, because I was in an older video from like a year ago, and he was buying municipal bonds, like selling off like $200 million of his real estate portfolio, and he was just taking 5% municipal bonds, and that's something you can do later on.
Well, yeah, where his market is, I mean, real
And
estate
they're
got
tax
hurt
free.
pretty
Municipal
bad.
bonds are tax free, so
Yeah.
yeah. So if you get to that level, and 5% a year off of 500 million is like what? That's 50 million a year. How much? No, I'm
No,
like,
no.
like
Five-
25 million
so
a
I
year,
think it's-
right?
Yeah.
25 million a year. Yeah, because 10% would be 50, so about 25 million a year just off of municipal bonds, right? But
And that's a lot.
if you're young, and a bond I really don't recommend when you're young, because who wants to make like a measly few percent a year? I mean, the bonds when the interest rates were higher were paying out 5%. Now they're paying like what, 3.5%, and inflation is 2 point something percent.
Right
So
now,
you're
yeah.
really only making 1% a year on those bonds. So, but if you were talking long term, but for the layman's, for the regular guys like us, this is probably the best thing to do. And like Harley was saying, and you do want to do some dividends, there's SCHD. And then there's those other companies that Harley was talking about, which I don't really do too much. I mean, I don't even own SCHD
I
anymore.
would I'm only saying those for like once you're ready to like retire, you want income from it, right? Like your dividend income. I'd recommend switching to like stable companies like be it Coca-Cola, tobacco companies, like companies are not going to go anywhere that pay like 2, 4, 7%, right? Because they're qualified. There's qualified and unqualified dividends, right? And non-qualified. Now, if you're getting so much money, it doesn't freaking matter to you. Like, so you can get paid 10%, right? 10% over off 87 million is, well, 8.7 million. That's pretty good. I mean, I don't think, pay what income tax is still what 37%
Yeah.
after, let's say 30, you're making $5.48 million, right? But
Based off of what initial amount?
the no, I'm talking about the one on the right. So if you do that one,
Oh.
52,000 a month.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you got to the 87K or 87 million at the
87
end.
million,
Yeah. I made the same mistake.
40
Yeah.
years is a long time though.
Well, you can retire earlier, take income
That's
from it
awesome.
earlier,
Most people
right?
probably end up
Yeah,
retiring.
after 30
30?
years, you got
18
18
million?
million.
Let's say you just do 18 million, right? And let's say minus the 15%, whatever, 15.3 million after, right?
Oh, by the way, we changed the values to this guy's for 2,000
Mhm.
per month. So, in case you're wondering,
So you have 7% of that, so you do qualified only. That's it's 1,071,000, right?
Right.
And now let's
Yeah.
say you decided to do more non-qualified ones. You still got to pay income tax. So you get 12%. That's 1.8 million. But
yeah, but where are you gonna get 12% on dividends? I wouldn't trust those.
no, you
companies.
can, but those are non-qualified. So like BlackRock, um, Chase, like they have what's called like income supplements for retirees, but they don't pay income before those dividends. So that's what they're called non-qualified. So you have to pay income on them. That's why they count as income instead of capital gains.
Okay.
So there's qualified and non-qualified.
So the Okay, gotcha.
But like Altria, like pays 7%, but it's also qualified. So that's a lot for a qualified dividend.
Altria, yeah. I
Mm.
used to own Altria, but yeah,
And it goes up like pretty decent. I think it goes up like 50% every like 5 years. But hey, it pays also 7% a year as well.
how can we pull up? Well, I want to go to Yahoo Finance.
Um,
So, yeah,
so you
can we just search or no?
no, so you want to switch to OBS
Here, I'll
screen
let
as well.
you. Yeah. So we can start talking individual stocks. But that's
Okay.
my quick little rundown, guys, on just VOO and QQQ. I
Mhm.
recommend this personally. For you, it's up to you to decide. But that's a winning portfolio for sure. Just those two.
And we're gonna transition into more individual companies now and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
let's look at this.
What we got here? Yeah. Yeah, because we're talking about these dividend stocks, and I want to visualize. So we'll go here just so they know what we're talking
They
about.
can't see it yet. Nvidia. This is where like things got hurt.
Trump, hold on, just a quick little side note. Trump to levy tariffs on Europe countries over Greenland dispute.
Yeah.
We'll get into that
They're
later.
uniting more against us than they do Russia. It's
we'll
kinda
we'll,
crazy.
we'll get into that. We'll get into that at the towards the later half of the podcast. Right now we're talking about the markets.
Okay, what do you want me to look up?
You were talking about dividend stocks, right? Altria, is that MO?
Yeah, Mo.
Let's show, yeah.
And then
What is Ultria?
it's a tobacco company,
Tobacco.
and actually
right,
they're
right.
entirely based in the United States, if I'm correct.
I just want let's look
very
at
good.
the
So they avoid all tariffs. So. And
oh man, I don't even remember what the price was when I owned it. Can you go to 5 years or all?
5 years.
No, went
Alright,
up.
so-
Go all. I want to see all.
All right, real quick, like explain dividend stocks.
What was that? That was the '08 crash, that huge fallout. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was a financial crisis. That you would expect people to smoke more.
Right.
That's funny.
But if you bought right here, it's making
Yeah, you're
7% on
set.
top of the normal growth. Because it doesn't take into account like 7%.
Does this show dividend rate? Where
Uh,
does it show?
yeah, but it's like 6.87.
PE ratio is looking good. I mean, that's fairly valued.
Is this right?
6.87%
They change it. It
forward.
adjusts
Okay.
based on stock price as well, right? So if the stock price goes up, the percentage goes
Yeah,
down.
but that's still good. That's a good amount of dividends. Wow, 6.87%.
Mm.
Nice.
Let's see. Well, we got our, Nvidia, all that stuff. We don't need to see that. What's another one? Coca-Cola. How much they pay?
They don't pay that much, but they're a safe company. They're also not going anywhere. I think Pepsi's
Man,
also pretty
it's
safe.
nice to see these whole dividend stocks. I haven't looked at them in so long.
5 years. They're still loading it.
44% in 5 years. Not bad. All
It
right.
pays at 2.9%.
Yeah, but you get the dividends. All right. Well, I mean, for a div stock, that's not bad. 26,000% all time, and it's rising. There's really no crash in this whole history. I mean, besides Y2K.
Right.
I mean,
That was before Y2K.
that is Y2K, right?
No, this
No,
is
that's-
It's
well,
about to be Y2K.
it's like right before it.
99, 98.
Or is it the .com bubble? Is
Yep,
that what it
dot-com
is?
bubble, and
Yeah.
then boop, and then 2008, boop, and a steady climb ever since.
Yep.
This one was a really bad one in COVID.
Yeah, 2020 was. I mean, but that.
Not really. I mean, it
everything
looks like a
went down.
tiny correction. Hey, that's a good one. And the div rate is what?
Uh,
2.9%?
Yeah, but these also adjust too.
Yeah.
Oh, what's another good one? I'm trying to think. What's Pepsi? Pep.
All right, what's the pros of investing in dividend stocks?
So if they're qualified, now it depends. Oh my gosh, what the heck? What happened here?
Whoa, what is this? Is this the right one?
That's one day. That's
yeah.
why.
5 years, not that good.
Nah, go all. Let's go all though, because I want to see the whole. I like to look at the whole story. What caused this crash? 2023.
No.
I don't know.
Overall, they've been consistent.
They've been doing very good overall.
I think they will recover.
I mean,
What's the
looks like it.
dividend rate?
3.89%.
3.89%.
Remember, these are qualified, so the dividend rate is not included into this.
P
So if it goes
ratio.
up, you're making money going up, but they're also paying you to hold it. And
The PE ratio, in my opinion, for this type of div stock, it seems a little high. I mean, 20. That's kind of like in a good spot.
I
But
think. What's Visa?
did they pay dividends?
I don't think it's that much. Maybe it's like 1 or 2%.
They pay.
Never mind.
0.82%. Look up QQQ and the VOO. I'm curious what their dividend rate is. It's less than 1%. I know.
No, if VOO I think has more than 1.
No, but QQQ is less than 1%. Is it?
No, 1 point.
No, that's not
They
it.
may not have.
There
they
is
don't
a
even-
yield, 0.46% right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not dividends.
0.4. Yeah.
That's not, definitely VOO is probably 1.5%.
Think so.
Because there's some div stocks in this.
1.13.
Yeah.
What's
So,
the SCHD?
So that means if you hold this one, then they pay you out what, quarterly?
yeah,
Some
quarterly.
of them pay monthly, some of them pay quarterly, some of them pay half
VOO
a
is
year.
quarterly though.
Is
Is this quarterly or monthly?
3.82. I don't know.
3.82% in dividends. That's SCHD. Go all.
What is this?
That's the one that I showed in the spreadsheet.
That's all time.
It's going up all time,
Okay, yeah.
but you're not getting crazy returns.
No.
This is you want dividends, or you want to just get paid dividends, and the dividends reinvest,
Mm-hmm.
and which is great, right? Because there's the DRIP program, which is the dividend reinvestment program, and
Well, yeah. There's no point in taking it in the beginning. You might as
Yeah.
well just
if
reinvest it.
if you choose, because you have to choose on your brokerage, right? Whether that's Schwab, Robinhood, wherever you trade, you have to go in the settings. If it's not, usually it's automatic, but
Just
if
this
it's
one.
not, make sure that you turn on the DRIP, which is, like I said, the dividend reinvestment program that allows you to reinvest the paid dividends, but deferring the taxes. Like, you don't have to pay the taxes on it, because a dividend counts as income, right? Is a dividend income or capital gains? It's income.
Oh
right?
no, it's either one. So it's,
Yeah.
if it's qualified, it's capital gains.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
non-qualified, it's income. It depends whether or not they pay tax on it before they hand it to you.
Okay.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
Regardless, the drip
For a
program,
company that
you
pays
avoid that.
2% almost in dividends, it goes up quite a bit in 5 years.
Go all. I like JP
Oh,
Morgan.
JP, yeah.
Look at that. That's crazy. Look at that.
And
Wow.
it pays dividends too.
1.92. Go to BlackRock. BLK.
I think people kind of overhype BlackRock a little bit. I think they manage
BlackRock,
stuff.
I don't think BlackRock's been doing too hot recently.
Because people overhype it.
Look,
It's smaller
well,
as a company than JP Morgan, actually.
go all. Is it loading? No, they're doing all right. They're doing good.
That was
But
that was a
yeah, but they
dip.
had it. But I'm talking about from their previous peak, the 2023 all-time high, compared to
1.79.
now. JP Morgan is it. I mean, they're doing their. I actually did a
You know, it's an interesting
research
company.
project about
Ford.
JP Morgan.
Ford is subsidized, by the way. If you don't realize this, it crashed. Like this company, like crashed in value. It actually dipped like $9. It almost was a penny stock. I think a penny stock's up to $5, and it pays 4.4%.
Wow, yeah. But I mean, it's not going nowhere. Look, I mean,
And,
since the 1990s till now, it's the same price.
I mean, overall, it's stable. You can always dollar cost average down for a company
Nah.
that pays 4.4
I
qualified.
would stay away from Ford. Me personally.
I mean, I would too, unless they start like recovering. Like,
Same with Intel. Intel has been on a downtrend.
then we buy like 10% of it, the country, like the government.
The Intel
Intel?
hasn't gone nowhere in like
Yeah, we bailed them
almost
out.
a
the
decade.
government.
Let's see. They went up and down, but they don't.
Wow.
What is that?
That's the
Sideways.
thing.
Look, they're not doing this. They haven't even passed their year 2000 all-time high. I mean, come on,
God, they
man.
don't have a dividend anymore. You know what company I used to be a really big investor in? This, because this is the nationalized oil company.
Petroleo Brasileiro.
So it is actually subsidized by every single taxpayer in Brazil.
They pay a
Yeah.
high dividend rate,
13%.
13%. They used to be
And-
40. Remember?
Yeah.
Why they cut down the divs?
Probably.
But look, it's not going nowhere.
It's overall stable though. I mean, it pays 13%.
That's crazy.
We should start looking
I
at
actually
this.
think it should be worth like $15 a share, to be honest.
When do you think they'll put some Venezuelan oil up there?
I think it's gonna be owned by like U.S. companies,
Like,
probably.
yeah,
With,
probably.
Okay, so
with Venezuelan like companies working
yeah,
with them.
Sure,
I
bro.
got you. So
Are you still buying? Are you still own this?
No, I got rid of a lot of these companies. 'Cause I was
Yeah.
like, I wanted more growth than dividends. Like I'm young,
One? Yeah.
I don't need this. If I retire and this is still around, Brazil still has their sus government, and yeah.
Look at the PE ratio. That's low though. Yeah, well, I mean, the amount they're paying in dividends is crazy.
It's also stable. It's
Yeah.
oil price is also very low, so it's gonna be affected by that. I know people like say you want an American one. There's Exxon, right? Exxon and Chevron don't pay too much. I think they pay like 2 something percent. 3.1.
But go to all. The oil's erratic though.
Yeah.
let's
They
see.
look into other stuff though.
No, look, oil's erratic. You see,
Yeah.
That felt hard.
when was that? COVID? Yeah, that when gas was
Yeah,
still
no,
cheap.
yeah, no one was driving.
Yeah, so that doesn't really count then. Take out that COVID drop, and that gives you a true idea.
But this has to do with Venezuela, the recent one, right?
Yeah.
Because realistically, oil prices are actually kind of low right now.
They should dip more, right? Since there's gonna be more supply.
Yeah, but they have control over it, gives them a
No,
larger
because
market
Exxon
share.
and these companies, I think, are gonna be
Well, Exxon may not get it because Trump said,
who Chevron.
yeah, because I guess not Chevron, Exxon may not get it
No, but why not? Why not Exxon?
because I guess they're fighting with Trump about something.
Yeah.
Chevron pay-
Screw you. You're not getting no.
They'll probably get it. Yeah. But there you go.
Wow, look at Chevron. Yeah, but you see that COVID drop?
Yeah,
Yeah, so all companies.
4.1% though.
That's good. What do you like more, a Chevron or Exxon?
They're both good. I think you diversify between the two. What else is good? Trying to think. There's what's that company that owns like all these companies? It's like a Dutch company, but they own like Dodge. It's a Stellantis or what's it called. They're Dutch. I don't even know who owns them at this point. They own Dodge. They crashed, by the way. Like this is a big crash.
8.8% dividend.
But they crashed. Like look at this crash.
Oh wow.
Wow. You think it'll rebound?
I mean, probably. Look at this.
Can you imagine you get that dividend rate and then it comes and then you buy in at
And
960
it goes back up to 30.
and it goes back up? Whew.
You're more.
That's a little speculative, but I mean,
Well, the issue is the European market in general is getting hurt by China because they don't have IP protection. If you guys know what IP is, intellectual property. So, for example, like China can just copy one for one, like, for example, Volkswagen. And in the United States, it is illegal for them to sell it here, but in the EU, they can get away with it because the EU has to have unanimous voting.
Right.
And all
right,
China has to do is bribe, let's say, an official in Portugal
right.
or Hungary, and they say, nope. Well, guess what? Guess what China gets to do? Still sell your same product back to you at a much cheaper rate.
yeah. But yeah, hold on. About the drip program, right? Make sure you have that activated so the dividends get automatically invested and you don't have to worry about the taxes. This is if you choose to be the the dividend route. We're just showing different options of companies that pay high dividends. If you are a dividend investor, you want to talk about like individual growth stocks? Harley?
Yes, I
Yeah,
love these.
because dividends. I mean,
All right, companies that I think
Yeah.
are gonna be really big. I'm bullish on AI, right?
Nvidia.
So we're gonna transition
right.
here real quick from dividend, right? Companies to now growth stocks. Now, as we start this, again, I look at financial charts, right? People spread around this fake, like fake trillion dollar stuff. Their financial charts are right here, by the way. Everything is like here. You can look at their earning calls, their SEC filings. Everything is on this stuff. All their stuff, financials are right here.
Let's go to the financials. I want to see what their revenues are. Income statement. Let's look at
Literally everything's here.
go down past EBIT. Does it show
Revenues up here.
hold on. Total revenue. So okay, look. So in 2022 the revenue was, is that in billions and thousands? So that's 26
Yeah,
billion.
it's in thousands.
Okay, so that's 26. So in 2022, they earned 26 billion. And then 2023, 26. And look at that, 60 billion, 130 billion this year. Look at that jump. Holy.
And by the way, so if you don't think in finances, that whole fake $1 trillion thing, that can't be put, they don't, it's not on their actual financial
Hold
sheet.
on.
And they don't have the money.
Operating-
Like if
operating
they don't
income.
have that $1 trillion, it's not on their financial thing.
No, look, you got to look at the operating income because that takes out cost of revenue. All
It
right.
shows like, gross
So
revenue.
operating income,
This is the cost of, so it shows everything.
gross profit. Here we go.
97.8 billion.
But I mean, look at that. They're growing rapidly.
Yeah. I genuinely believe in this company.
So, like, what makes something a growth stock?
Well, rapid growth, innovation, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, Apple under Steve Jobs, innovation.
And usually no
Like, this
dividends
company is huge.
and extremely high EPS. Right? Like, if you look at earnings per share on Nvidia, can you go to, hold up,
Okay, EPS, earnings per share, yeah.
or not earnings per share, PE ratio, my bad.
Oh, PE.
46.
PE ratio 46, that's high. And if you look at Tesla, their PE ratio is like what, 100 something? So that's
Look
how
at
you
this.
know.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So a PE ratio is price to earnings.
I may buy Leaps again because it took a dip, and I think it's going to reach back to like 210, 220. I'm like, it's like 186 right
Hold
now.
on. Go back down to PE ratio. I want to explain that concept to Meech real quick. So the PE ratio is price to earnings, right? That's
Right.
how much you are paying per dollar of revenue. So if you look, you're paying 46 times the amount of money for that share per dollar of revenue. So that's high. So that's usually you
okay.
see that with growth stocks. Go to Tesla. Can we just look at Tesla?
Yeah, but
for
there's
name's
a
sake?
saying why people are going to think that's a negative thing. There's a reason for that because people believe in the future of the company and they're
Right.
showing
Yeah,
truth behind it. Like, okay, it's actually growing. There's a reason for that.
but it's
Right.
not based off of
And
fundamentals.
also, you
though.
don't want a PE ratio of like 1 to 1. That means it's not growing at all,
No.
right?
Yeah.
So you want something that's like decently high, and it can go higher, and that's fine, right? Tesla's a company that does grow, but Tesla's like iffy because
But look at their PE ratio.
this company's also subsidized by the government. I believe in. I like Elon does grow. But
Look,
300
303.
Yeah, I know.
You're paying $303 per $1 of revenue growth.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now,
But a
if-
company, I believe that'll be the most valuable company in the world give it time. In 10 years, I believe Google will be the most valuable company by far.
Let's look at Google. Yeah, Alphabet. They are. What's their PE?
They're
32.
32. That's good.
Oh,
I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I mean, the sweet spot is between like 20 and 30, really.
Look at this, $330.
The PE ratio is really to know if you're paying fair value or not, right? Like if you see a company that like Tesla, which is 303 PE ratio,
That's a little iffy.
yeah, it's highly speculative.
Nvidia and Google are good because their PE ratio actually is like a decent amount to where it's like it's healthy growth.
Yeah.
That's high, but also not like you're not paying a shit ton for they're for what it is. Like Google, they have DeepMind, they have all these things, quantum, AI, right? Look at their finances. See how much money they make, right? They probably make a good bit.
Who are we looking at?
Oh my gosh, 350.
Who's that? Google?
This is a
That's
thousand.
billion,
Who is
right?
this?
Yeah, it's a
Alphabet.
thousand.
Okay.
That's
But look
300
at the cost of revenue. Look how much expenses they have.
Yeah, but look at gross profit. It made $230
Yeah, I know.
billion dollars.
Yeah, yeah. Dear Lord. And what's their
That's 2024.
what's
They
their
haven't seen
market cap?
2025 yet.
What's their market cap?
Um,
Because I know Nvidia's
Probably
four
another
4.5 trillion. So are they a $1 trillion
that.
company?
Yeah, yeah.
they are, right?
but they're not.
Go
like,
to
at the-
summary.
Yeah, no,
Hit
go back
summary on
up.
the left.
They haven't released 2025 yet, but I think it's gonna be a lot.
Is it going?
Yeah, it's
Here
just
we go.
low.
Here. Where's that market cap? 3.98 trillion.
It's gonna be the most valuable company by far.
You think it's gonna pass Nvidia?
I think Google will be the first company worth of $10 trillion, and I think it'll reach $10 trillion
By 2030.
by 2030.
Yeah.
All right, let me check how much
I mean, I
Google
don't
is
see it
in.
going down. Yeah, they're doing too much for it to.
Nah,
What,
Gemini is great. I've been
Gemini-
using it now for search. Whew, it's,
DeepMind. Yeah, I'm gonna start using it because I mostly
Yeah.
just use OpenAI for everything. But yeah, I gotta try it out.
so hold up. Let me look at top 10 holdings of QQQ just to see.
They split it up between Class A and
Yeah.
Class C.
So wow. So they have just QQQ alone has
7%.
more than 7% in Google and 8% in Nvidia.
Mm.
So with QQQ alone, 16% of that portfolio is just
By the way, they have price
Google
targets.
and Nvidia.
Google itself still has a 350 price target. Honestly, I believe it's higher. I think Google, honestly, by the end of this year, if things go well, obviously geopolitics, things like that, interest rates, but if things go well, reaching 400 by the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Well, like you said, you gotta see about those cuts.
I
right?
mean that's less than what percentage would that be? 20%,
I like to play it safe.
25%.
Yeah, I think you can reach more than
Yeah.
400. I like to play it safe though, guys. I'm just, But if you buy a leap, you'll be making bank.
No lever. The rule of the 3 L's, Harley. I told Meech the other day.
Oh yeah.
What do we stay away from in finance? Ladies,
Ladies,
liquors, and
liquor,
leverage.
leverage.
Yeah, ladies, liquor, and leverage.
I only use
Harley is horrible at all three.
I use leverage. I use leverage when it the financials back it, and I play it safe. I
No,
buy it 2 years out from expiration. I don't YOLO it to a 0 days till expiration. I think that's stupid. So,
Bro, the 3 L's Harley does not stay away from.
No, he stays away from the liquor.
He stays
son.
away from the liquor.
He's a third of the way there.
The ladies and the leverage is we gotta work on that, Harley.
okay.
Come on, bro. You said we need to make the podcast more funny.
I do like that. What was the other one you used to talk about? If it,
The
if
3
it
L's.
floats.
Yeah. If it flies, floats, or
No.
fornicates, it's cheaper to rent it. That's all jokes. Okay. I don't want to get us
that's a good one.
demonetized before we
Too
even
late.
get demonetized. All right. So what we're looking at? Wow, look at Google, man.
I think Meta is trading at a discount right now, because Meta never actually recovered from the dip, right? If
From
you-
What are they doing? Right? What are they
2022.
innovating?
Not this year, 2024. They do all the glasses stuff, the Ray-Ban, the Meta stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they did.
Look
take
at that.
over.
It peaked, right?
Can we go to 5 or not 5 all?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I just yeah.
I did that.
I'd like to see more than 5 years.
They're worth
Yeah,
1.5
wow,
trillion.
but I bought Meta in that like the dippity dip.
Right here.
Yeah,
I think Meta fair value is like 800 and something.
I sold it though when it like tripled in price. I sold it when did I sold it around the time I bought the condo. So look at around October 2024. That's when I sold Meta.
Right. No, there.
One more. So yeah, I bought it. Yep, I sold it right
What, no?
around the same price that it
Okay.
is now.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
No,
I,
October is there. That's where
all
October
right.
is.
Well,
It was a
yep,
good trade.
it's a good trade.
Damn good trade.
Well, that was when the Fed was hiking up rates and the market just took a dump, and I was like, "This is the time to buy.
Mm.
This is the time to buy."
You know, company's been innovating a lot and it's skyrocketing in value. Robinhood.
Hood.
Yeah.
I love the ticker symbol.
They're smart. They're smart in how they do it. They know how to get people. Look at their all-time chart.
I
They
know.
do have good marketing. I'll give them that.
It hasn't even existed
Yeah.
for 5 years. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like for
No, when did
2022.
it? 2022. Wow. Sheesh.
Don't they have gambling on freaking Robinhood?
Yeah, they had a
Yeah,
gambling.
yeah, you-
They're gonna make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
They're smart in how they do it.
Oh, yeah.
Where is
Ooh,
it?
ooh,
But you can gamble on so much
ooh.
random
Can
stuff.
you invest in Hard Rock?
No, that's owned by the.
No, it's owned by the natives.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that'd be sick. Now that'd be something.
Yeah. Look at Bitcoin real quick. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
95K.
95, hey.
Hey.
Speaking of going back, speaking of dividends, Ethereum pays like a 2%.
We're back, baby. We're back. Wait, Ethereum?
Pays like 2%.
Yeah.
If you stake it.
Yeah, that's staking, but I mean,
I mean, why hold it if you're not staking it?
So sell it. That's my plan as soon as. I don't
Right.
want to stay in crypto forever.
See, MSFT, Microsoft.
Microsoft. What's their AI?
Copilot. and it's
Copilot, right?
But they own 28% of OpenAI.
I was about to
So
say, I know they have a
ChatGPT.
big
No,
chunk of it.
Copilot's actually cool when you're doing creative stuff. Like if you're editing photos, it can actually it pops up.
Dude,
Copilot
look at this,
pops
bro.
up,
I'm telling you, AI is the future.
and it'll edit it for you. Go up. Wow, the Microsoft too, man.
Mm-hmm.
I bought Microsoft in that dippity dip too. What was that? 250, and I sold it around what is that level? I don't even know.
What is
It's like
Apple
close to
doing these
400
days?
when I sold. Apple hasn't been doing much.
Yeah, what are they doing besides iPhones now?
They're pretty safe. They tried doing a car and that failed.
Do
No,
they-
they're not gonna do
Do
it.
they have an
No, they
AI?
were attempting it. They spent money.
Yeah, oh, I know
Do
they
they
did,
have
but I knew
AI?
it wasn't gonna happen.
Siri, too.
Siri, I mean,
They have,
come
they
on.
have Apple AI on the phones, but that's about it.
With Siri?
Yeah, they got on the new iPhones.
But I mean, they still do good.
Yeah, yeah. Their new
Apple-
iPhones
Apple
have an AI.
Intelligence.
They're still
Is that what it's called?
There's
That's what I was looking for. yeah.
$3.7 trillion market cap still. P ratio still good. Not bad.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet. Everyone uses iPhones, dude. They're not going anywhere.
Let's see Amazon.
Oh yeah, Amazon's going to the moon.
They have the new Trinium chip.
Is Bezos' other company public?
Blue Origins.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't
No, they're
believe so.
private, right?
Yeah, all the space companies are private,
uh,
but I think some of them are supposed to be going public this year. Like
I invest in
That's
all
what
these
you said. You
companies.
said Harley said SpaceX is going public this
yeah,
year.
Supposedly, yeah, it's supposed to go public. Same with Anthropic.
You know,
which
that
is
was
flawed.
something I should have.
OpenAI.
That was something I
OpenAI is
should have
iffy.
looked
It
at.
may not.
Mm.
Because
Let
they
me
don't
see.
want to be a for-profit, but they don't want to be left behind by Gemini.
Exactly, they need. The
And
funding.
if they don't have them, I think no matter what, they're screwed. I think Gemini will surpass OpenAI. It's Google backing it, and they have their own chips now,
right,
TPUs.
right.
I'm looking at right
oh,
now.
well,
Hold
we
up.
already looked at Nvidia. So.
Yeah.
Boy,
What's-
SpaceX.
What's the other company?
AMD?
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at AMD. You know, it's owned by his
AMD.
cousin.
Really?
They're cousins.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course.
Let's go. Oh, I sold it. I should have held on to freaking those. I should have.
I bought
held
AMD
Nvidia
when
and
it was like
AMD.
$15. I sold so early.
Wow, really? That's crazy, dude.
That's not the all chart, is it?
No, it's like delayed.
It's like what the hell?
Wait, just to make sure I'm not like we're good for that.
Do you own AMD?
Not anymore.
yeah.
I'm not gonna like double dip it like I've in the video.
But AMD is weird. Look at how the pattern is, right? Like you see a clear trading pattern.
PE ratio is 122. But they're only worth 377. billion. I think they have room to grow.
You know, it looks kind of like the Bitcoin cycle, doesn't it?
Kinda.
You know what's crazy? What's that
Yeah,
one
huge
company
dip
that
and then
invests in
yeah,
Bitcoin? It's
yeah.
all in Bitcoin.
MicroStrategy.
Micro, yeah. Michael Saylor.
Yeah. What was that song? Remember me, people that
Yeah,
use
use-
fiat currency? We called them poor.
Called him
Is
poor.
this it? MicroStrategy Incorporated?
Yeah.
What is this company?
No, I don't think that's. My God, when your whole company is being held up by Bitcoin.
Oh my god.
Is that it though? I don't think that's it.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, MSTY.
mean, it's only-
No, it's MSTY, I think.
MSTY. Yeah. No.
No, that's whatever. I don't really care.
Hold up.
enough.
No. I'm really curious. I just want to make sure what MicroStrategy. It is MSTR.
Okay, MSTY. There you go. Strategy Incorporated.
Let's go all. This is what happens when your company is held up by Bitcoin.
When that's not all.
Well, that's not it. Give it a second.
I gotta redo that and then do that.
That's what happens when your company is held by Bitcoin.
Someone, you already know someone bought right there.
It pumped
You know, if
hard,
you were that
dude.
bullish on Bitcoin, you buy leaps on this company.
Yeah, dude. I should have bought freaking puts.
Right?
I should have bought puts in freaking October. Oh my lord. How much money would I have made? Go back 400 down to 173.
You probably would have made.
Imagine if I bought a freaking put.
You probably would have quadrupled your money.
Right.
Quadrupled, way more than that, dude.
Now you sound like
Well, the-
Harley.
Dude, that's half. Like, that would be.
I don't live with a coulda, shoulda, was. That's how you lose money. I'm happy with any bit of
Bro,
money
and
I
I've
make.
been talking to you guys for months before this.
About puts, yeah.
We're
you
doing
were,
puts,
You were.
and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I really thought that October wasn't going to be the
For
top.
people who are super bullish on gold, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Because people. Gold.com. What the heck? No. Can I just get gold? There we go. Okay. Gold. Okay.
Is that the spot price of gold?
Yeah. All right, let's look at the all-time of gold before people get super bullish on this.
I mean, it's growing.
That is good to me. I
It's
mean,
Yeah,
growing.
now.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, there
It-
might be a correction, but I mean,
Well, no, because
but
gold
go,
grows
go,
for
but look, go to 2005. What was the price here?
2005.
2005. Go down a little bit
It's like,
more.
it's
Yeah,
like 419.
400.
Years ago.
So you 10x your money
In
420.
in 20 years.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I
you
take
10x your money in 20 years.
There's companies that you can. They would have made more than that.
Yeah, but you don't know.
But here's the
those
thing about gold,
companies.
though. If you bought here, you didn't break even until here.
Yeah, but then but that's the thing with assets. You dollar cost average, right? I
Right.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
if you just
Right,
buy
exactly.
everything.
But also,
at the
gold's
top-
harder to sell, right? And also, spot price. How much? Spot price, not how much they're buying for. It's how much they're selling for you, selling to you, right?
Right.
So you're not. They're not paying spot price. I think is in the middle, if I'm correct.
That's
Because they always sell with a
crazy,
little bit
bro.
of a premium, so it's a little above the
Gold
spot
and-
price,
Right.
and they'll always buy from you a little bit below spot price.
Gold in 2020 was 2K. Now it's almost 5K.
Now, there's two reasons why gold goes up.
Dollars
Inflation.
lower. Yeah.
But look at when the highest inflation was. It didn't really go up too much. What happened?
Yeah,
During-
but the inflation, right? You feel it later on. You
no,
see
but no,
Yes.
no. You know what happened during this time?
what?
Geopolitical uncertainty with the tariffs and all this stuff. People bought gold en masse during this time period.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, they're buying.
That's 2024.
Oh no, I think people are. I think
No,
people
I'm
are
saying,
just
like,
flocking to
a year or two ago,
assets.
People were starting to buy gold from like Costco.
People are just
Yeah,
trying
this is during
Harley,
the time period.
but people are trying to get out of assets at it because people don't trust the dollar
28, go
anymore.
back to
No, this
2023.
is when
That's why.
This is when people sold their stocks and bought gold. This is literally
Yeah,
during the tariff
people.
thing.
Yes, but inflation as well, right? Because
This
inflation.
is not to do with inflation. This one right here.
Inflation's kind of like a lagging thing. You feel it later. They started hiking rates in like what 2021 at the
peak
end,
of inflation.
2022, because inflation started. So now, like the money that's been printed is still in the system.
Yes, but this is
Like-
not due to inflation. When we felt inflation,
Like prices will never go back to pre-pandemic
here,
levels, right?
Here.
The money's been printed.
If I'm gonna give you the rope here for inflation, brings it up here. This has to do with geopolitical uncertainty.
Plus inflation
No, this has to do with inflation.
is both.
I don't believe that.
Is
I
both,
believe gold's
yes.
gonna dip like to here.
All right, hold
Do
up.
you think dip back to 3,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Once
don't
if the
know.
world
Yeah,
stabilizes,
it could be.
it's
It could be.
geopolitical. Gold has had crashes before. It has dead dips. Look how much no percentage dip this
But
is.
what price was it where it traded sideways a little bit towards that no up close to the top.
There?
No, close to the peak.
Here?
Right there, right there. That might be a place where it drops down to if it does, go back down.
That was like in the same
Because
month.
that was trading sideways for a while, so that's
Wow.
a psychological level right there.
Mm.
At 32.5, 32.50 level, I think is where.
Yeah, because you know what happened? World stabilized for a bit. And then uncertainty
And then
again.
war.
Hey, if gold keeps going up because of war, Cuba. Hey,
But all it takes is remember, there's whales for everything. There's whales for
Yeah.
crypto, there's whales for gold. All it takes is for a couple whales to sell and price will dip. All it takes is China even. Big buyer of gold and silver to say, you know what? You
but
can't buy more gold and
gold,
silver right now.
gold
Right.
is inflationary because you can mine more gold.
Yeah. And all these gold mines opening up.
Right,
So-
exactly.
And there's still a lot of gold mines that
There's
haven't
more
even been-
gold than there's Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's all I'm gonna say, guys.
Well, I mean, how do you even measure the two?
Actually, how much Bitcoin is lost? I honestly think the bad issue with Bitcoin is that eventually human error, right? Though people
only like
always
20 million Bitcoin or something like that, right?
will ever be, I think.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you can also get like 21.
It's
20
21 million, and a
Yeah.
million of it is owned by Satoshi.
But you
so-
can also
right.
have like
20.
0.000001. But people also lose Bitcoin too, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So I think there's like I think 10% of all Bitcoin that was found is lost now. Was mined, something like that.
I don't know. I mean,
Some high percentage.
I know, but Satoshi Nakamoto and his wallet is like 800K Bitcoin.
It's
I
probably
think.
lost. He probably lost the code to it.
Right.
Well, who do you guys think is Satoshi?
Nobody.
You
I
think-
think it's some random guy who made it, and he lost the key to it. Maybe some anarchist made it.
you don't think it's a government?
No,
You don't think
the
it's-
government was so anti-originally crypto. That's why I'm afraid. That's why I know if government gets too much into Bitcoin, it's gonna crash.
Mm.
No one, you know why all the altcoins fail? Because who just runs it? Corporations.
Yeah,
And
facts.
and if you're gonna invest in a corporation, invest in the stock,
Right, exactly.
right? Not their crypto, dude.
Yeah.
Like people go for crypto because they don't trust the government.
Right.
Right? That's why if government gets too big into Bitcoin and Ethereum, all the whales who trust me will have the leverage are going to sell, and it will crash hard.
And what do they do with their money then?
Whatever they want.
buy stocks,
market?
properties. But
Yeah,
yeah.
they'll be billionaires, dude.
Okay.
Multi-millionaires, hundreds of millions to
So then
billions.
just buy
This,
stocks.
this is a good way. Or real estate. Speaking about real estate, can we check VNQ? It's a real estate ETF.
Probably bad. Dude.
I
Real
just
estate's
want to
been
check the
dude.
overall market. Actually, no, it went up since I bought. I don't even own it anymore. I sold, but I bought this in 2022 during the crash. I bought so much stuff during that crash in 2022. Like, yeah.
Well, the issue is this doesn't separate. This is mainly in cities, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is just overall real estate.
Well, no, it's two separate markets. There's cities because these
Hardly.
companies, because these funds though, invest in places that have strict zoning laws.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, as well as real estate's a highly localized market. This is just to get an idea of where we are.
No, this would be way worse. I don't believe this is where we are. The market, if you exclude zoning law of cities, places with strict zoning laws, the housing market dipped up to 30%.
But look, go look at their holdings. Let's see what companies they own in here. Welltower, Prologate. I mean, these
all
are
these
all
companies invest in places that have
These are
strict
all
zoning laws.
developers, right? Are these developers?
Some of them
or-
are
yeah.
developers as well. But some of these, like they invest in freaking, what was it called? Zoning place with zoning laws. If you want to own real estate, usually like if you're a company, you want a place that you know your property is going to retain value, which is zoning laws. I don't agree with zoning laws that much. I think it hurts the market and artificially inflates stuff, right? Because that's why we have two separate markets now. We have places with like strict zoning laws and outside of it.
Yeah,
right.
City and
In
county.
South Florida, the
Yeah.
housing market crashed, right? It did.
Right.
And why? Zoning laws. We don't have really much
Yeah,
zoning
but
laws.
I think
Now-
it's also the ridiculous HOAs, the insurance, and all
Well,
of
no,
that.
no, it crashed because we were building supply because housing prices were low. We didn't have much supply, And guess what? Inflation was high, so we raised interest rates. People didn't want to buy stuff.
Right.
So guess what? You have all this supply due to lack of zoning law, which is fine.
Yeah, but what about all of these assessments that we're seeing?
That's the new law.
Yeah,
That hurt condos.
but that's also hurting people buying. People don't want to buy real estate if you got to pay
That's
a $50,000 special assessment.
that's only for condos.
But in Florida, there's a lot of condos.
Yeah. That hurt a lot of people.
So yeah,
That permanently raised HOA for a
my
lot of
HOA
people.
is ridiculous. I mean, thank God I
Wasn't
don't
that
have a
supposed to be
mortgage.
temporary?
I don't know if it's probably not. They try to grab your money. I mean, the thing is,
Remember, when the government,
temporary.
if the government ever says something's temporary, it's permanent.
I mean, I don't have a mortgage, so I can afford it. But like, dear Lord, man, it's ridiculous.
Oh, if you had a mortgage, you'd be screwed.
No, I
Oh,
wouldn't. I would live in
You pretty much are paying a mortgage.
It's pretty almost
13. Is it 1,300?
$1,300 a month HOA.
Dude, that's disgusting.
Yep.
You should write a complaint.
What are you gonna do? I looked at the freaking the balance sheet and all of their financials and their income statements and all of that, and literally half of it's going to the insurance.
Really?
I was saying it's probably cheaper just to have the uninsured building and just pay what comes out of it rather, because I mean,
They put into a treasury thing.
yeah, but I mean,
Did they
it's
get
crazy.
sued? That's usually when it happens like that. You should get sued by somebody.
I don't know. I mean,
They were doing
but
construction, weren't
the
they?
point is, it's not just my building. Every HOA is getting ridiculous. And
Mine's
every
fine.
building-
I only paid $200.
Well, this is it's a newer building. I mean, but in Florida, we have a lot of buildings built in
Was
the
also in a
70s and
condo,
80s. You
so-
know.
This is a
Yeah,
townhouse.
townhouses are a little better.
So,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. I know Alex. You guys can't see him, but he's here. Hi, Alex. he he's gonna buy a house hopefully soon. Hopefully in my area too. We'll see. You can definitely afford it now. I think it's a good time to buy though. Cause it's called like the strategy, right? If you have enough money to afford unfortunately the bullshit interest rate right now, the home prices are cheaper because now they're starting to go back up. It dipped, it's starting to go back up. You buy it now, then if interest rates go down, you refinance. So now you're paying cheaper, while also you're making the money off the value of the home going
Yeah,
up.
I think it's a good time to get back into the real estate market.
It's the perfect time.
Especially
I
if
bought a
you're-
little bit too early. That's kind of
If you're in the iPod, that's the perfect time when everything took a dump. bro.
Well, your value also went down a little bit too.
Nah, it's about this. It's about
It
the
recovered,
same.
I think, back to the same. Mine
Yeah,
recovered.
dude,
I'm still have equity.
I bought mine in the armpit of the dip. I've been getting lucky for just buying in the
You've
armpits
been
of dips, bro.
slaying everything.
I don't know. I think
Real estate, crypto, freaking.
I don't know if
stock
he slammed on
market.
crypto.
Yeah,
No,
no,
he definitely did, dude.
I'm
He
s-
bought at the bottom, dude.
I'm still
He went from like a
dude,
90 to 50.
Yeah,
But I'm still
dude,
more than
still,
double.
Like, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
You can't be mad at that.
and it's just Bitcoin and Ethereum, so I'm chilling,
Right.
dude.
Because they all coins fucked you there.
The altcoins.
I
did.
sold my alts and I put them in, and I just started buying
Yeah,
stocks.
the altcoins.
Yeah.
I told
Chilling.
you. I
Hey.
told you it was bad.
Listen,
but
2 years
I'm s-
ago, they seemed the dream was real.
But they lied, bro. Those are
know.
false dreams. They were shit.
They're
They're
like
scaring all
BlackRock's
you.
buying freaking.
They all said that. They say all these companies who are going to use our stuff. Okay, congratulations. Doesn't mean anything.
Dude,
Dude,
was
literally the
OG
only thing that
XRP.
pumped this cycle was alts was bullshit Solana shit coins, dude.
That's
like,
Run a scam meme coin.
Trump coin, Melania coin, like oh my
that
god.
was funny, dude. Hey, I made $100.
Dude, he
off
made a couple billion off of that. I think he made
I
a
know.
billion.
it.
That's not. It wasn't a scam. He literally said it was a meme.
Yeah,
coin.
no, at
Yeah,
this
it's a meme.
point, like we said last time, I'm Bitcoin ETH. Anything else,
Yeah.
miss me with it, dude.
Yeah, facts.
Miss me with that.
I mean, even then with
Let's
ETH,
get
I
off
don't
of
even care
this
about
now.
ETH
Instead of
anymore.
talking.
Yeah.
So, I guess now let's talk about geopolitics a little bit. We can transition into that. You guys hear what happened in Iran?
Yeah,
Yep.
this-
Over now, it's over
Revolution.
3,000 people are dead.
But you know,
Posted.
Trump mobilized the fleet to go out there, and apparently they just miraculously stopped killing protesters.
No, they still did.
They still are.
Yeah, because
I
they
saw
said they were
news
going to stop.
articles.
They said they were going to stop, not execute. Then they
Right.
started executing, and
Right.
now there's like over 3,000 people dead. I think Trump will do a bombing thing
Mm.
because he's removing troops from certain bases.
Mm.
Do you
Bases
think
ready.
that they wanted like they're in works right now to take out Khomeini?
Yeah, because the Shah the Shah's
Right.
son, who do be the new Shah.
Pahlavi, what's his name? Pahlavi. He was in,
Something.
yeah, he was with the European.
Yeah, he's getting
whatever.
ready. He's meeting all the ambassadors.
Right.
They're getting ready. The whole.
So
I mean,
basically,
even
the
all
Shah,
of
that's like their
NATO.
king, right? They're bringing him back.
Well, this king's
Yeah.
son, but he'll be the new king.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're getting ready to put him in power. The people want him there in power.
It's like the fifth or sixth time this happened.
So
Like
Oh.
throughout history, I mean.
I don't know. Iran. So they have had protests. Nothing as brutal as this yet, and I think the people are done with the government
Oh,
there.
yeah.
The government's very brutal. It's very messed up. They have a beautiful country. People are very intelligent, and the government destroyed all of that.
Iran
they
was a
lost
great
everything.
country before 1979. Like the people there were.
It was a
like,
Western
here,
country. It was like compared to like Europe or
me
United
show
States, it was a
you.
Western nation.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen some of the old like footage from like the 70s. Yeah, it looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel so bad for people. I've actually
mean,
spoke to
look,
people.
This is women. You know, people were dressed like that in the 70s in Iran. You see?
Oh, you want to pull up some pictures?
Yeah, but people were dressed normal, like regular hippies. You know, time appropriate. But I mean, yeah, I mean,
This is what the Shah.
yeah.
I just watched some video on like Persian history. Well, I guess that's what the Greeks called them.
Well, I think the big issue, right, and this would be good for us, but if we get Greenland, I think Greenland as well.
Oh, of course.
It is weird going that real quick. NATO is organizing more against us than they do Russia, and then I talked to some people saying Russia's threatening war with us if we take Greenland. Okay, first and foremost, Russia ain't gonna do anything. Russia didn't do anything when we bombed the Iran's nuclear facilities right next to their border.
Right.
Russia didn't do anything when we got removed Assad, wherever his name is, from Syria.
Bashar al-Assad.
Yeah, now he's in Russia. They didn't do anything. They lost a military base there, Russia.
Wait, is Bashar in Russia?
Yeah.
And he's just like
He
Snowden.
plays video games all day now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not... Wait,
Russia didn't do anything. They lost a military base. They didn't do anything. Russia didn't do anything with Venezuela. They threatened war every single time. You know, it's the boy who cried wolf. Russia can't even win a war against Ukraine. Do you think they're going to do anything against us? No.
No, I'm not
Let's
worried
be
about it at all.
realistic.
No.
And it'd be benefit Europe economically if we took Greenland's rare earth minerals to help be like less dependent on China. And honestly, China's screwing over the EU right now. So if anything, they should be on our side.
Yeah, but I
Well,
mean,
apparently China right now they're making deals with Canada.
I know
Canada's
they want...
I think they're cutting tariffs.
on
So
China.
then, yeah,
well,
they're not
because
going to have
Canada
tariffs
never
on
made a
China.
trade deal with us.
but
They're
you
trying
think
to
the EU they want us to take Greenland? Like they'll lose their
secretly
minds.
probably? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they or make some sort of deal where we can utilize
I
the
think
minerals there.
I don't consider Canada an ally. I know I think Canadians are great people, right? But I think the Canadian government is not our ally. It's not our friend, right? They're making deals with countries that hate us,
Right.
like China. I'm sorry, they're not this great country that is like beneficial to us.
Listen,
Like that.
Alberta already wants to leave, right?
I know Alberta, Quebec. You know
Doesn't
what?
Alberta like produce 60% of the oil?
They have like 60 or 70% of the developed oil fields. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we can go take Greenland, and then we'll just stage right over there next to.
Honestly,
right
I
next door
think
in
we should
Alberta.
do is,
Go ahead
like,
and annex that too.
I mean, in a hypothetical future, that would be great. Is that if we have Canada, we have Greenland, we have Cuba, we don't need it anywhere else.
Yeah,
We'll have
literally.
like 20% of the world's fresh water, 30% of it.
Yeah, but I don't think it should be done with war.
I don't think. First off, we can
That'll
take
be
Greenland.
so-
I think with Greenland and we can avoid war. and
Yeah.
take it. I think Canada, arguably, actually.
First,
I think-
how would they go to war with us? NATO would have to beg us for money to go to war with us.
I think
They're
I think Canada, though, ironically enough, I think Canada, we can actually avoid war there too.
That's a
We
good
just
point.
promote and push for Alberta and Quebec to leave.
Yeah.
Canada economically will just collapse.
Absolutely.
And then the rest will just happen. Like, the people there are being screwed over by their government. It's terrible. Cuba, I think we would have to go to war with Cuba. It would be like a quick operation war.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think we would have to war it. But I don't think Cuba should be an independent country. I think Cuba should be part of the United States.
yeah.
We were
definitely
honestly-
the
territory.
original Spanish-American War,
But
which we took Philippines.
hear me out.
Was for Cuba.
Hear me out though. As far as war goes, right? The framing of it is very important, right? I mean, like you can't just go into another country, right? And I'm talking about the optics of it, right? Do I
The optics
agree?
matter.
But the optics matter of doing it, right? There needs to be a point or a position where it is so undeniable that the people want this guy gone. Otherwise, you just look like the villain, right? So until the Cubans actually start, I mean, and we live in Miami,
They
you
want him
know,
gone, so I
in
don't
South
know.
Florida, we got Cubans all around, and they don't like obviously the regime there. I don't remember the guy's name, but I know he was appointed from Castro regime.
I think it was like his brother or something like that.
No,
No, this was after his brother.
let me
His
see.
brother took power, I think, after him,
Mm.
and I think someone else now. But it's the same regime.
Miguel Diaz Canel,
I don't know. It's whatever.
since
But
2019, succeeding Raul Castro, but he's serving as the Communist Party's first secretary, and he's
yeah, the
also in
people don't
charge.
like
So,
them, but they can't do anything
but
about it.
yeah,
Right,
but
they don't
that's the
have
thing.
guns. Yeah.
The people would have to, you know, at least get the ball rolling.
No.
Because that's what we did in the DR. I mean, in the Dominican Republic up until like the
Yeah,
early
but Venezuela, the
1960s.
people didn't have the ball running.
Yeah, but it was so obvious that like everyone in Venezuela
People don't
hated
even
him.
want that guy.
Huh?
People don't even want that guy.
I know they don't want that guy, but
If Venezuela they didn't need the ball running,
Well, I mean,
rolling, it was obvious.
well, we kind of already had precedent from like what was his name, Chavez. So like
yeah.
Hugo Chavez. They already did it once.
And in Cuba, like first and foremost, it's not a friendly country to us, right? It does support things against us. They are like a hop thing for drug smuggling too.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
do allow drugs to hopple into their country, resupply, fuel up, right? Even though they barely have good fuel, but they let the drug guys get the fuel.
Yeah, of course.
And
That's their
no,
main money.
I think the big issue though, as a territory though, is that it's a lot easier for people to, if they want to cross the border illegally, just hop. Now they can just say, "We'll go to Cuba."
But-
Puerto Rico is easier to protect as a smaller island. They have Coast Guard off Puerto Rico.
Right.
But if they go to Cuba, it's a lot longer of a
but
coastline.
hear me
they gotta
out. You
protect.
know, in the 1960s, they did exactly that in the Dominican Republic. It was Rafael Trujillo. He was a dictator for over 30 years, and he got schwacked by some of his own generals who like revolted against him. But they actually have CIA documents. Where did they get the training? Where did they get the information, the detail? All of that was provided. The weapons too was all provided to them by the CIA. So
Yeah.
the CIA
Yeah,
was
but
behind the scenes.
Cuba's very different. That's that country. Their government's much more secure. It's their military is actually not that. I mean, obviously we schwacked them in Venezuela, but they have more control over their country than they did at Venezuela. Venezuela's military didn't serve because they just destroyed their own country economically.
Did
Right.
you hear about the sonic weapon?
Yeah. The
Dude.
sonic boom weapon. That
Yeah.
made them all fucking lose their minds.
You hear about that sonic boom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude said they were all like bleeding from their noses.
Yeah,
and
Yeah, but they
whatnot.
used that in
bleeding.
Serbia on the protesters.
Really?
Yeah, that was a thing like a year ago.
What? So like it's a sound weapon, yeah.
Yeah, it's still
It's
messing with your
not
brain.
really a
Mm.
sound weapon.
No,
It's a,
it's
it's
a-
a
it's a frequency.
microwave. It's a microwave weapon.
But no, it's a frequency one.
Well, yeah, it's a frequency. It uses microwave radiation or whatever. It's not really sound. And what it does is that it heats up the liquid inside your body.
Oh, I thought that was a different one. The one that
Yeah,
like
you're pretty much getting
yeah,
microwave.
like-
Like,
like-
No, no,
heats
no,
up
no,
the
no.
top layer
No,
of
that's
your
a
skin.
Yeah.
that's a different one.
That's a different one.
no,
Yeah.
that was I just
No,
watched
this-
the documentary. They had it attached to the Chinooks and to the other helicopters.
That mean no, maybe they used there, but the one that's the sound, the frequency one, is the
Yeah.
one they used in
The
that
one
messes
that,
with
like,
the ears and it messes with your
yeah,
brain.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the one they used in against protesters.
it like
in
it like
Serbia.
messes
Oh.
with your ear.
I don't know
or some
about the one in
craziness.
Serbia. I just know that the one here in
You ever had the thing
Venezuela.
where you can't have balance and you're having a major headache? It's
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Yeah.
It's so and you can't
Yeah.
avoid it too. You can't like block it with a shield.
That's crazy.
It's really bad.
Yeah, but then I was hearing the reports like the Delta Force team like landed on the roof of, like whatever cast. He built like the fortress like a castle, right, Maduro?
Of course he did.
And the Delta guys came in and just started blasting this microwave frequency that was attached to like the Blackhawks and Chinook helicopters.
We still even use Black Hawk.
And
Isn't it something
yeah,
new now?
yeah, they were using the Blackhawks,
Okay.
and they were just pretty much frying them internally.
Jeez.
I know we have new
Yeah.
stuff for special forces. And
But
stuff
but
like
yeah,
that.
there was like 100 guards there, and they just like, like nine. What do you call it when you slide down the rope? I forgot the term. Rappel. They rappelled down the rope onto the building, and like there's like 20 Delta operators, and they took out like hundreds or like over 100 of their guys.
Okay.
And they were shooting each operator average of 300 rounds per minute. And there's a guy who was being interviewed, and he was saying like it was like nothing they've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like just this guys came down with the best gear, just
So to other
unloading.
countries, that can be mean here. Like I know people like walk from other countries. There's a reason why United States is like the number one, right? We have the best training. We do. I'm not gonna be a dick. We do, right? We do have the best equipment, right? For example, people like to brag about Russia. Russia's equipment, they lied about it. When I was in the military, Russia overhyped. They lied drastically. They claimed to have these capabilities in their tanks. Like for example, our Abrams. Let's say I have an LLDR, which is lightweight laser designated rangefinder, and I can laser it, right? It will automatically detect exactly where I'm coming from, turn at me, and blast me. Our tank.
Nice.
Russia claimed to have that. Guess what happened in
Like
Ukraine?
a
Not a
facts.
single
Not
one
an
had it.
automated tank turret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russia doesn't have that. Not a single tank they had that in Russia.
What?
I know the Germans. They have on their Leopard tanks. Is that what they're called? I
Yeah,
they're
Leopards,
called
yeah, yeah.
Leopards. One of those. They have a system, a computer system that locks onto the target, and that the actual turret will stay locked on. So even if you're moving,
We
the
have those
turret
too.
will stay locked on onto the
Oh, tracks.
target.
Yeah, we have
Nice.
those too.
Very cool.
But Russia, they claim
Do
to
we
have
have
all of
those
that.
in our Abrams?
Yeah, Russia claimed to have all of that. Not a single tank they had in Ukraine had that.
They were
Wow.
pulling
They're-
out tanks from their Cold
Their
War storage
anti-air,
area.
their T-14 Armada tank. They're like supposedly super tank. Not a single one is deployed because they don't have any to deploy. And not only that, their anti-air, right, and their radar stations couldn't shoot down a single F-35 in Iran.
Wow.
They had
Really?
in
Look
Iran.
at Venezuela.
Iran had, and Venezuela had S-400s, and I think S-500s as well, which were Russia's.
Right.
Radar stations as well. Couldn't shoot down a single aircraft.
Yeah, but
Yo,
that's
yeah,
what
that's because
happened
they
in
were jamming
Venezuela.
them with
Yeah.
the F-16s.
No, in
Or,
Venezuela they
F-35s
did a
we used.
complete radar
We-
blackout because
yeah.
in Venezuela all their SAM missiles, their surface-to-air missiles, were
They're
given to
Russian.
them from Russia, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's
We did a
300s?
completely. I don't know. We did a complete, and everybody was saying, "Oh, like Venezuela's impenetrable with all these Russian
His 14
SAM
million
missiles."
militia that don't even want to protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
if you're not paying them.
just came in there in a few seconds, complete radar blackout, and then we started dropping bombs in different parts of the country as a distraction from the real operation.
It's not
But we
even
took-
just that.
Yeah, we took out their military base, their missiles, and everything.
So in Iran, right? For example, Iran, right? Israel didn't do that. They used our, F-35s.
Right.
Iran had S-400s, Russian equipment. They didn't do a radar blackout. They just couldn't hit our jets. They
Well,
could not
yeah,
hit
no,
our
the,
jets.
The 35s are great.
They didn't use radar blackout.
Nope. And they still couldn't hit the jets. They couldn't detect F-35. We just overdo things because that's how the United States does it.
The
We use
F-35. That's not. Is that a Gen? That's not the Gen 5, is it? The
Yes, Gen 5.
F-22.
F-22 is a fighter. F-35 is a multi-role.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah, because I know in the
F-35.
video we watched, it said we use two different.
Yeah,
jets.
F-22 and F-35.
Oh, those are 22s.
F-22 is a fighter meant for jet
And
combat.
F-35 is
Gotcha.
more of a bomber.
Yeah,
More of a bomber.
It's
The
multi-role.
Lightning too.
yeah,
Mm.
Are they both made by Lockheed?
probably.
This one's made by Lockheed.
I know we're having new jets. We're using drones now. The jets, it's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
two jets that are drones that fly with a real jet. This would be
It
interesting.
is
be
5th
lit.
generation.
Yeah. I'm just saying, dude. Our allies do not use our best equipment. So the equipment the F-35s that Israel used are older generation F-35s.
Right.
That Iran, using Russian equipment and radars, could not shoot down a single one.
That's crazy.
Isn't that pretty insane?
Yeah.
Also, the equipment India used in the skirmish with Pakistan, which
Right.
Pakistan used Russian, Pakistani, and Chinese equipment, couldn't
Right.
shoot down a single American jet. And they were using older American jets too.
Mm.
Their equipment, not a single American one got shot down.
Wow.
I'm just saying, there's a reason we have the best equipment in the world.
Yeah, Europe, just go ahead and hand over.
You have all these
Greenland.
like self-hating
I mean,
Westerners,
we'll
the people who
pay
hate
you.
the West, like America's downfall. Like, bro, it's not
We'll
happening.
pay you. Just stop making it hard,
26% of
dude.
the world's market share, dude. That's not gonna go anywhere.
So okay, so do you think we'll actually have to take Greenland, or will they just take a deal?
So
Yeah.
I think there's two possibilities. Trump did this beforehand when Trump didn't actually ever want to leave NATO, but he threatened it because
Right.
NATO people weren't paying their
Yeah, to make them
2%.
pay up.
And
yeah.
they worked. Trump could doing 3D chess where he's like tricking them in order to get them to station themselves in Greenland. Be like, look at that, wasn't that so hard?
I don't
He
know
could
about
do
all
that,
that.
but I do think
I don't
we
know.
want Greenland. I do think it'd be beneficial
Yeah,
economically. and
I-
that's
Well,
what
I don't know.
want.
I think there'll be a deal for mineral rights.
No, they can't do well under the EU. It's they would have to have unanimous voting. Not gonna have that.
'Cause Then we get mineral rights. We don't have to take Greenland, but we get mineral rights because we need it for your defense, right?
They need it for themselves too. They didn't even touch it.
That's fine, but we need it because first of all, who's the biggest army in Europe?
Us.
The United States.
Well, it's Russia if you want.
We liberated
Right.
them multiple times, literally in the past 100 years, right? Well, 100 in the past 110 years.
Well, I mean, basically, anytime Europe has any trouble at all, because even look back at what World War
World War One,
II.
we were there. World War Two, we were there.
Vietnam, we went there for France.
France was up in Vietnam, so we were always there to help with their defense, right? And a big reason why we need these minerals from Greenland is for defense, right?
Right.
Because do you think, like, and here's what the Europeans need to understand: is it smart to have your largest supplier of AI chips being in a territory that's practically
GPU.
Chinese?
Not just that. First and
Because
foremost,
China could take Taiwan, we lose all our, we're screwed.
not just
Oh, yeah,
that.
we're
Not just,
screwed.
not just that. Make something very clear. Greenland is also right there. It's very protective. We could put our anti-defense. I know Russia. The EU says, "Oh, we can do that anyways," but there's a difference, right? Also, it gives us more of a claim in the Arctic, which the EU is not going to touch no matter what. Right? They have all these environmental protection laws. There's oil, natural gas in the Arctic.
Right.
Gives us more of a claim on the Arctic resources, and gives us more of a claim on the Arctic trade route, which
Right.
has to go through Alaska, Canada, Greenland, right? So this is very important. If we have it, we can say China wants to go through it, be like, pay us money, or you can't go through it. You want us to go through it, we'll sink your
Yeah,
ship.
it'd be like the new Panama Canal,
Because they're not going through Russia,
but bigger.
they're going through Alaska. They go
Yeah.
through the Arctic trade route.
And the Chinese tried taking the Panama Canal too.
They had, yeah, they did.
Yeah, no, we took that shit back.
Well, actually, they did take it for a bit.
Yeah,
they
but-
own the people who were running it.
Yeah, exactly. We kicked them out of there though. That was what, like,
A few years, I don't know.
No, that
when
was last year, I believe.
Was it last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and look in Venezuela, the reason why they're trying to go after Guyana, we paid for all those exploration for the oil and natural gas. They
Right.
found a bunch.
Oh, Guyana. Yeah.
China was trying to be like, we want that. So how about you guys go make your maps, have it to where you own it, and invade them. And obviously, the rest of South America was like, no, you can't do that. We
Yeah.
threatened to defend Guyana, so Venezuela never went through with it. But China was pushing
I know.
for
Yeah,
war.
Maduro
Right.
wanted to take Guyana,
China,
right? Yeah.
China always acts like this peaceful nation. First and foremost, China invaded Vietnam when we pulled out for 30 years straight. China also invaded India twice. I think they could probably hear that.
No, I agree.
China
Mike's on.
also has made these deals, right? 99 years, these loans that they know these countries can't pay back, like in Africa, right?
Oh yeah, the Belt and
And-
Road Initiative. or
Yeah, these
whatever.
these
Yeah,
loans
yeah.
that they know they can't pay off, and what happens is they end up in it. They says, well, everything we built, we own it for like at least a 99, 100 plus years.
Right.
So they just building it for themselves, paying for their own people to live there. They only hire themselves. It doesn't benefit people over there in these countries. They own everything completely outright, and they also use people as slave labor.
I mean, basically, yeah.
Who do you think owns a lot of these sweatshops as well? I think it's just our corporations. No, it's also China.
Are you talking about the sweatshop?
Yeah, that too. They own a lot of sweatshops.
Yeah.
Like they own them in Africa too. China's developing Africa just for their own gain.
Of course.
Like they're not coming as this peaceful nation. Hell, they're treating India as a threat. They're putting bases in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and obviously also in Tibet. Why? To surround India. They're
Yeah.
trying to actually build a dam in the Himalayas that will actually block off a major river going to India and Bangladesh.
No way.
Yeah,
Well, that's gonna start a war.
probably. So people act like Russia and China are these peaceful nations. Like, oh, NATO is attacking Russia first. Like, what? No, we weren't. Like, oh, they were expanding onto Russia. You made a promise. I was like, first of all, Russia promised, to recognize Ukraine. Didn't keep that. Russia made a lot of promises never kept. So don't even try to do the promise deal. And these countries voluntarily joined NATO. Also, because of Russia invading Ukraine, we got more members. So, I
Right,
mean,
exactly.
It backfired.
Yep.
Finland, Sweden.
All right, Harley.
Yeah, I think we're actually
here.
It's a good show.
good.
That was a good talk.
So-
Great talk.
Yeah.
I hope everyone here enjoyed the show. I want to let you guys know, God bless. Invest as much as you can. Hold on for a bumpy ride. I think this year could be a little bit bumpy, at least initially. And if you guys want to say anything?
Oh yeah, thank you guys for the continuous support. We're growing really fast actually. I'm surprised of how well we've been doing and all that's thanks to you guys. So Meech, what is it that you say? The finale. Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, you
that.
guys, we appreciate you for tuning in for another educational podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and turn on those
There it is.
notifications so you can catch us whenever we go live.
Amen.
All right.